Говардhan ji ki jai, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Siddhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Харинам Санкиртан ki jai. Мы продолжаем наше вещание теистик медиа студии из Навадвипдамы. И не знаю, у нас русскоязычный канал или один и тот же канал? А?
7 все тоже.
То есть,
для всех, и для русских, и для англов.
То есть, как бы, когда подключаются англоязычные люди, видят, что мы говорим по-русски, они отключаются.
Ну да. Но они говорят, что там у вас божественный звук и все дела. Но
Окей.
присмотрят.
Тогда мы просто несколько слов скажем на английском языке, а потом перейдем на русский. Нормально будет, да? Все понимают? So, it's translation from Chinmay. We here in our Gupta Govardhan ashram, and Srila Goswami Maharaj is not today giving a talk. It's my time to speak to devotees, and it's Vishnu Priya appearance day, and we'd like to say something about Vishnu Priya as important participants of Gaura Leela. First of all, we'd like to address question, who is Mahaprabhu? Who is Gauranga Mahaprabhu? That we know Rasaraj Mahabhava Karup. He's Krishna who accepts feelings of Radharani and came to this world to experience incredible feelings of Krishna consciousness, which is basically sentiments of devotee. But unless you're surrounded by devotees, or you have heart of a devotee, which he has a heart of Radharani, you can't really experience Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is something that actually it's hard to experience within yourself, but it's easier to find in others if you're going a proper spiritual way. So, the reflection. We always, by reflecting something in others, we can see it within our own heart. So when Mahaprabhu coming to this world, in the very beginning part of his life, he's acting as non-devotee. It's not that he's like non-devotee like us, materialists. No, he's like a son of a Brahman who respect deities and worship family deity, and the son of Jagannath Mishra and Shachimata, who's great devotees, and poor Brahman family, like best of devotees. But still, as he followed all the Indian traditions, such as the Brahman thread, initiation, and other samskars and rituals, we can understand you cannot become devotee by birth, by formal rituals, and by Vedic education. So he's like great personality who, known as Nimai Pandit, is a great scholar and debater, and he's so brilliant that his glory is broadcast all over Nadia. All the people don't really realize his spiritual position, but people saying, oh, there's some very beautiful young man, he's Nimai Pandit. He debates in Sanskrit. He's unconquerable. He's like Digvijay Pandit. He can debate with everybody. Sometimes when he teach grammar to his students, he would prove them one thing and would convince them, and they would say, yes, that's the way it is. Then he say, well, let us look at another angle of view, and again he break his own argument and establish his new one. And everybody say, oh my God, it's so great. Yes. And then he say, okay, let me show you some other idea. And he break again his theory and establish another one. So he's very charming, beautiful person, but when he's going to Gaia under pretext of worshipping his forefathers, like Gaia, it's like Bodh Gaya or Vishnupada, the feet of Vishnu. And it's also interesting, it's a place where Buddha became enlightened. So Mahaprabhu is coming there, he's telling to his relatives, I'm going to Bodh Gaya to do Shraddha ceremony for my father who passed away. And according to Indian rule, you're supposed to have 4 different Shraddha ceremonies in 4 different parts of India, like Haridwar, Ujjain, Prayag, or Bodh Gaya. There are several places established in scriptures, but there are actually more places established, but like Varanasi, Prayag, Haridwar, like Bodh Gaya, they're the famous ones. And there are, of course, more like Godavari, South India, North India, Uttarakhand, because in India, like, once you start dealing with India, it's become innumerous. So Mahaprabhu is coming with blessing of his mother to do rituals of his father who passed away. But that's an external. An internal way, he's actually, it's actually very interesting how he got enlightenment. See, we know Buddha came to Bodh Gaya, he meditated under a Bodhi tree, and through long perception of meditation, he realized his divine identity, and he realized that this world is modes of material nature, material elements, and he conquered his mind. He went beyond his mind. Basically, he turned off the virtual reality program. He turned off material computer. But in Mahaprabhu's case of enlightenment, it's different. He is actually going to Bodh Gaya. He's seeing feet of Vishnu, Vishnupad, which is, to him, is not a big deal, considering what kind of divine personality he is. But he actually met his spiritual master there. It says Ishvara Puri were overloaded with divine ecstasy and dance and madness. He's coming to Ganga under pretext of take some water and worship his forefather. What he really sees is like some divine mad man who's like dancing somewhere like on the bank, and like people like, oh, what's going on? But in India, people know if you're a sadhu, you can go crazy. But Mahaprabhu, in his position, he understands, like, that's the craziness that I want. So he's following feet of Ishvara Puri. And Ishvara Puri is like seeing him. And Ishvara Puri had like vision as like Krishna. He can't believe it. Because he sees Mahaprabhu as internal self. What Ishvara Puri see within him, he say, well, it's inconceivable. But Ishvara Puri does not understand. It's day or night. He's drunk with divine ecstasy. So he, as it says in scriptures, devotees see Krishna's everywhere, and everybody's heart. So obviously, he's embracing him as Krishna, but that's not the Krishna you see everywhere. It's a very special Krishna. Then Mahaprabhu starts speaking with him. And as they're going into conversation, tears falling from the heart, it's like two beloved are met after long separation, and nobody knows what they're discussing. See, because we know before Mahaprabhu, Madhavendra Puri, it's actually some people are talking in favor of Madhvacharya commentary, Madhva Sampradaya, but we understand Madhva Acharya, his basic idea is Vishnu Bhakti. So in Madhva line, it's a great personality, Madhavendra Puri. Actually, Mahaprabhu says, one is the important part about Madhvas, we can say they're accepting Krishna as Supreme Personality of God. That's like the end, the top of Madhva teachings. Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamataya. But it's fully revealed in Mahaprabhu teachings. But before Mahaprabhu, we have two persons, Madhavendra Puri and Ishvara Puri. So Madhavendra Puri is the first in this world who actually contain divine feeling of Radharani. It's not disclosed in Madhava Sampradaya. It's actually, Govinda Maharaj mentioned three: Madhavendra Puri, Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There's only three identities in the whole reality had test this divine mad love. So now the question comes, how is possible that Madhavendra Puri, who's coming from Madhva Sampradaya, who's like, classical Vishnu Bhakti, achieved this highest level of divine sentiments? Well, first of all, we have to understand, if we look at Mahaprabhu and his descendants, the way like Krishna descend, it's like military operations, all very well planned. It's like once they decide, let's have a party on remote island elsewhere. Okay, let's plan who's going to go, what we're going to do there. Same as like in Garga Samhita, it says that time coming for Krishna to descend in this world, and he's telling to his devotees, like, it's the time for us to go to material world. But Radharani, she complained. She said, I can't come unless I have Ganga, Yamuna, Vrindavan. Then Krishna promised. He said, I will take Ganga, Yamuna, Govardhan, everything, same as spiritual world, to this earth. Then you'll not feel any difference. As we say in Thailand, same by difference. What is the difference between Goloka and Gokul? In Golok, there is no enemies. There's no antithesis. Like, you can't find any demons in the spiritual world. They present in passive form. In this world, the demons are quite dynamic. It's like demonic world. So the time when they start to play their lila, they say, well, we're going to have a lot of demons. It's going to be very cool. Krishna's like, by the way, when we're done, what do we do next? Then Krishna say, actually, yeah, we will have incredible play, but that is only for liberated souls. When Kali Yuga come, I will come as Mahaprabhu. And I will accept Krishna Nam and devotion from my devotees. So we can say first Madhavendra Puri and Ishvara Puri been sent to this world, as well as Haridas Thakur. Actually, Haridas Thakur, sometimes Krishnadas Kaviraj or Vrindavan Das call him Brahma Haridas. Like sometimes they call Mahaprabhu Gaur Gopal. Means like Gopal is Krishna, but Gaur Gopal is Mahaprabhu. Means like baby Krishna, his Gaur Gopal, not black Krishna. Mahaprabhu is gold Krishna. Gaur Gopal. That's like a name. Or they say Brahma Haridas. Why Brahma Haridas? Because Lord Brahma, when he had Brahma Vimohan Leela, he was deluded by Krishna himself, had a very intimate talk with Krishna. And Lord Brahma cried, and he said, oh my Lord, forgive me, I've stolen your cows, I tried to compete with you. I'm a creator of universe, but there's nothing that I understand about Krishna consciousness, about your divine pastimes. It's inconceivable. Then Krishna, after Krishna had some jokes with Brahma and try again, play with Brahma, and Brahma said, please, this time don't play with me, just tell me the truth. Then Krishna said to him, I said, actually, you have to understand, I like you. You're a good devotee, you're creator of universe. You participate in my pastimes. I made you bewildered. It's my energy. Mama Maya Durat Maya. Then what do you want? Tell me. And Brahma said, please, I don't want to be any more creative universe. I don't want to be in control of anything. I only have one prayer. One day, I become simple devotee. And Krishna said, actually, I have one position. My next lila, when I come with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I need one devotee who will be cursed, prosecute, suffer. And I think you could be that glorious Haridas Thakur. So when Haridas Thakur was born, he was born in a Hindu family. His parents died. He was adopted by a Muslim family. His parents died. Since childhood, he was rejected by Muslims, rejected by Hindus. And from early childhood, he chanted Hare Krishna. Several times prosecuted to death by 24 hours prosecution on marketplace because Muslim king, Islam, if you change your religion, it's a death sentence. But didn't die. Jesus Christ was crucified once, Haridas Thakur 24 times. They couldn't kill him. 24 marketplaces. Then eventually Haridas Thakur is connected with Mahavendra Puri. And we can understand Mahavendra Puri is guru of Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Haridas Thakur. Madhavendra Puri is some extraordinary person. At the time where he was dying, dying means like leaving his world, not dying physically. He was in Ramuna with his deity, Kirchor Gopinath. Gopinath has stolen Kir. That's where Madhavendra Puri is Samadhi, in Ramuna. And he was surrounded by his disciples. Out of him, two prominent, we know, one very bad and one very good. The very good one was Ishwara Puri, and very bad was Ramachandra Puri. However, Ishwara Puri, by cleaning stool and urine of Madhavendra Puri, because Madhavendra Puri was unconscious and he was speaking one shloka, Hey Dino Dayala Mathuranatu, which basically explained, Krishna, I've not achieved you. Then Ramachandra Puri came and saw his guru lament and speaking about something. He said, don't you read Bhagavad Gita? Nagat Chati, Nakan Chati. Surrendered soul is not lament, not. And think of this like Madhavendra Puri in trance of divine love, and this guy coming to him and telling him, don't you understand, self-realized soul, never bewilder, why are you crying? Which like, you stupid idiot, get out of here. Like Madhavendra Puri in divine love, and this Ramachandra Puri is just blasphemer who couldn't even understand what his guru talking about. However, Ishwara Puri is different. He's like staying by Madhavendra Puri, cleaning his urine, cleaning his stool, because Madhavendra Puri is like in divine trance. So by connecting with his guru and serving his guru, finally this divine feelings coming to his heart. So after Madhavendra Puri is left, Ishwara Puri is like gone in divine craziness. Like he's every day in trance. He's bewildered, so he does not know day, night. He doesn't remember, did he eat, did he drink. He just discovered himself in different places. Just like madman. So think of this, at one day he's discovering himself in Prayag and divine ecstasy, and talking about Krishna, he's embracing somebody and washing with his tears and sees Mahaprabhu. And as he's like coming to his senses, Mahaprabhu is like, oh Shripad, I came to take initiation from you. No, but then he understands that's like Lord's will. So there's formal initiation going on, some intimate exchange, and Madhavendra Ishwara Puri disappear again in divine trance. He does not know where he's going. It's like this. It's not like something formal. Then Mahaprabhu starts to feel this feeling, and he's coming back, and he's so much crazy and divine love that his mother decide, oh, we need to put him in oil, bath of oil, because he's like, something wrong with his Pitta Vata, Ayurvedic way. He need to get adjust his mind. And Mahaprabhu is like floating in a bath of oil, and everybody thinks he's crazy. And Shachimata is very disturbed because he's chanting Krishna, his body vibrates, his hair stands as he's totally in divine trance. Then Srivas Thakur is coming. And his mother Shachi tells Srivas Thakur, Nimai, he's gone mad after Gaya. He's become mad. And Srivas I want a drop of this madness. Give me some. Then, when everybody left, Shiva's coming to see Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu in bath oil tub, and Mahaprabhu asks Shivas, "Do you also think I am freaking crazy?" Shiva said, "No. I aspire for a drop of divine love that you're experiencing. Now I understand who you are, and now this most incredible pastimes will happen." So that's Mahaprabhu discovering his friends and starting Sankirtan movement. And they do under closed doors, in Srivas Thakur Shiva Sangam. Every night they sing some incredible kirtan, and some people think, oh, they're screaming because they're hungry. These Hare Krishna guys, they're hungry. They don't do work, they only chant. See, at nighttime they're getting more hungry. Somebody said, no. You don't understand. They're taking some good stuff. I'm sure they're how can you scream like this? They do something very there's too much ecstatic scream. They probably have some physical exchange or something. Nobody understands what's going on because people just hear incredible music. So there's one Brahman who's only eating milk, and this Brahman telling to Shivas, "I'm a Vedic Brahman. There is no sin in my physical body. All my life, I do all the rituals, and I only drink the milk. That's my food. So there's no karma in my body. Please let me come to the kirtan." Shiva say, "I will ask Mahaprabhu. There's nothing I can do." So he say, "Oh, by the way, there's some pious Brahman who's asking to enter the kirtan." Mahaprabhu, "What Brahman?" "Oh, he's a very pious man. He only drinks milk." Mahaprabhu holding Shivas and saying are you trying to say to get that intensity of Krishna Nam, somebody is just qualified to be a milk drinker? Are you crazy? Bhaktyam sanjataya bhaktyam. Bhakti can only come with bhakti. Love comes from love. It does not come from milk. Then eventually Brahman understood what his fault, and through association of Srivas Thakur, he became qualified devotee Vaishnava. And on the very end, he was entered to the pastimes of Mahaprabhu and Sankirtan, but not in the beginning. But Krishna has 3 Leela, Bhu, Shri, Nila, the different Shaktis. Nila, Leela, Bhu, Shri. They're his female aspect. Actually, there are innumerable Shaktis, but they're principal ones, principal energies. So as Lord Shiva said, were asked by Parvati, Aradhanam Sarvisham Vishnu Aradhanam Param Tasmat Param Taram Divi Tadyanam Samarchanam. It's Parvati asked Shiva, what's the best way to worship? And he said, Vishnu Aradhanam Param. The worship of Vishnu is the best. But Parvati said, but I'm not worshipping Vishnu, I'm worshipping you. You're my Lord Shiva, I'm your wife. Then he said, Tasmat Param Taram Divi Tadyanam. O goddess, to worship someone who's a dear devotee of Vishnu is more prominent than worship Vishnu himself. So, if somebody can give you God, he's better than God. Because God is unreachable. So the devotee has higher position than God. And that is a unique, extraordinary idea of devotional life, because Mahaprabhu comes in the form of devotee. So when Ramachandra is coming with Sita to Navadvip, sometimes he feels in Navadvip, some extraordinary place, and Sita feeling something divine is happening here. But Ramachandra disclosed her situation. He said, oh, this is eternal abode of Navadvip. All avatars are come here, and you and I were also avatars. And Sita asking him, I'm avatar too? Yes, you are also avatar? Then she say, then why did we came here? He said, actually we have divine love exchange, and I will tell you one secret, and sometime you'll be stolen by Ravana, demon, and I spent all my life to search for you out of my inconceivable love to you. And as I will be able to find you through the very difficult circumstance, we'll not be able to be together. And she said, like, how is that possible? Well, I can tell you more. My love to you will be so strong. Then we will be separate. I will make you golden murti. And thousands of these golden murtis become alive, and I will reject them. And I worship this golden murti with my tears. But next life, when I become Mahaprabhu and you become Vishnupriya, we exchange. I will take sannyas and I become Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I become a great preacher. I will go liberate all world. And you will be my eternal consort and wife, and you stay in Navadvip, and you worship my wooden deity from wood. That will be no different than me. Then Sita was like very bewildered, and Mahaprabhu said, that is secret. That is only will be revealed after many, many hundreds of thousands of years. So when Mahaprabhu coming from Gaya, he started his Sankirtan movement, he chant and dance and Srivas Thakur. Everybody is very happy. And remember, when he came back from Gaya, his first wife, Lakshmi Priya, died. The way it's described, she died, she could not bear separation. But remember, in theater, feelings can be played as a character. So in this Leela, the separation played by snake. Separation take form of a snake and bite Lakshmi Priya, and Lakshmi Priya dying. So when Mahaprabhu come, everybody is like in tears, and he coming back as a devotee, but first thing he not seeing his wife, he see his mother, she's in tears, and she's delivering his news. Your beloved wife, Lakshmi Priya, joined divine pastimes. That Mahaprabhu was so shocked. His wife, very beautiful. She's maybe like 15 years old or 16-year-old, something. Very beautiful. She passed away, and her body's been cremated. Or maybe not cremated, maybe somehow, but bite by snake. Then his mother thinking, oh, my son, he's very beautiful, but my older son took sannyas. And if now he has no wife and he become a devotee, maybe he will also take sannyas. Because Mother Shachi always worried to losing him. But there's Vishnupriya. She's living in the same village, and her father, Sanatan Mishra, very prominent Brahman, the same Mishra, same line as Brahminical line as Mahaprabhu. She's a very beautiful but very austere girl. Every day she coming 3 times to Ganga to take bath, even when it's cold. She follow like three times bath in the Ganga. And every time she meet Shachima, she give dandavat. And Shachima thinking, who is this beautiful girl that I don't know, but she's like daughter of a Brahmin, and she like give me so much respect. I like this girl so much. But she not know that this future wife of Mahaprabhu. then Mahaprabhu is seeing his mother so much worried, and then he telling to his mother, "Don't worry, mother, I'm never going to leave you. I'm willing to marry one more time." And remember, at that time, Shachima is very poor because Jagannath Mishra left the world. He was teacher. And Nimai Pandit is also teacher, which means Brahman. He lived by teaching. Very poor family. Very aristocratic, very good family, but how to arrange marriage? We have no money. Then suddenly one Mahaprabhu associates come and say, "Shachima, don't worry, I like your son, he's a great Brahman. It is our duty to worship the Brahmins and family. I will pay for everything." So suddenly incredible marriage ceremony happened, and they're looking at Vishnupriya and Mahaprabhu. They think they're like king and princess. And how come there's so much food, and so much gold, and pearls and jewels, and it's like a demigods having event. But as day goes by, Mahaprabhu taking all his jewels and gold and distributed to devotees. So there are hundreds of thousands of people coming to see their marriage ceremony. There's so much bewildered, and musicians and dancers, and there's a huge palette of food. Everybody's cooking. Something comes from God knows where, and some divine personalities, gods and goddesses, taking forms of humans and also coming. And I like to give you, some jewelry, and some people think, where are all these riches coming? It sounds like great king has a marriage. He should be the wealthiest man of the world. But Mahaprabhu is one hand he's accepting, second hand he's giving to this, to that, to another one. So whatever the gods and goddesses brought has been distributed in devotees. And next morning, Mahaprabhu, poor Brahman. He doesn't possess anything. But he's very happy with his wife, and Shachi is very happy. She sees this girl is very nice, doing everything, doing service, cooking, cleaning, and she's like, Shachi think oh, I feel like I always know you. And Vishnupriya cooking, and Shachi cooking, assisting Shachi cooking, and Vishnupriya is cooking so famous. Then one day when Mahaprabhu in South India, he meets Rangapuri. And that sannyasi Rangapuri, he's from South India, but as a sannyasi, he traveled and preached. And Rangapuri tell him story. He said, "Oh, who are you?" And Mahaprabhu is so beautiful. He said, "I'm, Krishna Chaitanya." "Oh, are you like Nimai Pandit from Navadvip?" And Mahaprabhu said, "Well, how you know?" "Well, everybody heard of this great sannyasi who was a big scholar, Nimai Pandit. Later he known as Krishna Chaitanya. I can see you are that divine person." "Oh, you're very fortunate." Yes, I also been in Navadvip." "Oh, you've been in Navadvip?" "Yes. Long time ago, maybe 10, 20 years, I traveled to Navadvip myself, and I stayed in some home of some very pious Brahman. His name was Jagannath Mishra. And this pious Brahman his wife was incredible. She cooked incredible mochaganda. And he also had 2 children. And Mahaprabhu said, "Sorry, dude, you visit my home." He said, "Is that your mom? She cooked, is that your father?" He was incredible devotee, very sweet. He let me stay in his home, and maybe that was before he was born or something like that. But I remember that Vishwarup, I met him. He's a sannyasi. And see, every time Mahaprabhu said, when I take sannyas, I go to South India to search for my brother who took sannyas. We never heard anything from him. And in this conversation, Rangapuri revealed, and Mahaprabhu say, then you know my brother? Oh yeah, of course. He was great self-realized soul. Like, what do you mean he was great self-realized? At certain place, he enters samadhi. But you know, like, we know great yogis, they can, as they perfect their spiritual practice, last part of their spiritual practice to leave their physical body at their own will. So he said whose name was Shankaranya Swami, and some people say he because they don't say like he died, because you know great Maharajas, they don't die. He said at some point he achieved his perfection, which means like he chosen place to live his physical world. Then Mahaprabhu understood his brother Vishwarup, who's become Shankaranya, is no longer present in this world. So that was a glory of Shachimata cooking, but still at that time when Mahaprabhu married, he stay in Navadvip and go to Shiva Sangam, but the time coming for him to take sannyas and leave his beloved wife, all his friends, Navadvip, and join and travel all over India. And that's why in deity form of Mahaprabhu, we never see him as addressed as a sannyasi, because that is unacceptable for devotees. Because some people say, oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he should be worshipped in the form of sannyasi. He said, that is not acceptable by devotees. They accept him as a Nimai, who's loving everybody, embracing everybody, a householder, Nimai Pandit, a great Vaishnava. So, maybe the day before he's going to take sannyas, Vishnupriya, his wife, called him in privacy, and she says, is that true that time will come and you're going to leave me and your mother and you will take sannyas? And then Mahaprabhu looked at the eyes of his wife, and you know, like, what can he say? He knows it's true, but he has to explain to her. And she say, like, do you actually understand who I am? She's like, you're my master. And he said, that's right, but think of this, in this world, relationship, husband, wife, man, woman is illusory. With this life you become son of this family, next life you become son of this life you marry, next life you become a wife yourself, or like, do you understand? It's all temporarily. But I ask you a question, do you know who I am? And she's like, you know, her husband is like, you're like, you're the only love I have in this world. But Mahaprabhu, I assume he knows, but he said, look, and he started revealing his like Chaturbhuja, and finally his Shatbhuja form, where in one form he has to carry the bow of Rama, the flute of Krishna, and Kamandala and Danda. And he said, that is my divine form. In Kali Yuga, I come as a sannyasi. I have to leave you and my mother, not because I don't love you. I'm coming to sacrifice for the whole human being, so you will be remembered as a great follower of mine, and you will worship my deity. Remember when you were Sita and I were Rama? You remember I told you that, yes, this time has come, you have to overcome your illusion, and you will be worshiping me in the form of my deity. But remember, in this deity, I will be always present. So Mahaprabhu always present in the deity of Dameshwar, and Mahaprabhu is always, he said, and tell mom that I always accept her food. Don't have any doubt. So when Vishnupriya heard this, she was shocked, but she did not say nothing. Next day, Mahaprabhu meet with very small circle of devotees, and Sridhar brought lao, pumpkin. Mahashachi made some pumpkin, sweet pumpkin. That was like the sweet tears, sweet food of separation. They had last dinner together. Then at the same time, he bestowed his yoga maya and wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, went through Ganga, swim through Ganga, reappear in the next bank, the place Katva, and enter ashram of Keshava Bharati and request sannyas. And the first time Keshava Bharati saw him, he said, "You're that beautiful Nimai Pandit? I can't give you sannyas. Come on, you have a wife and children. I mean, not children. You have like mother and wife. Go get permission." And Mahaprabhu did not complain. He said, "Okay, so should I come back with permission of my wife?" So he's basically telling like, okay, you're like sannyasi. Like, why you took sannyas? You came, you want to overcome this illusionary world. Now you're telling me I have to go to my wife and mom to ask permission. First of all, you want me to kill my mom and wife? And then Keshava Bharati has understood in his heart, I'm telling something wrong. This divine personality, he can do whatever he wants. He said, no, stop, I understand. Let me, explain you things, what we're going to do, what would be the ritual, how you have to behave, what would be your... And he started giving Mahaprabhu instructions on sannyas, which is atam sapastayam paratmadishtam apushitam purnatvaim maharshibih tisham durishami duranta param tamam kundam grinisheveva. So before somebody's taking sannyas, that part of Bhagavatam written to him about Sanadiya Brahman, who was like a very first-class man, but after taking sannyas, he became like a ghost. He only lived by begging, and some people urine in his food. Some people put him on chain as a dog, but he hasn't replied to anyone. He just, when people say, "Oh, look at this crazy guy, let's put him on a chain as a dog," like he sees it as a dog. And then some pious people say, "Oh, come on, what you've done? You chained this guy." But he's like, "Oh, I think he's a great saint," and he's still like, do you understand? To him glory and like glory. So this Brahman always chanted sloka, itam sapastayam paratmadishtam. That's like his sloka, which basically tell, I overcome all difficulties in this life. I will not react to good or bad of this world, as glory or blaspheme. And tamam kundan grini shevev, I will do it by service of Mukunda, as all great sages done, like just Jada Bharat. Jada Bharat, he never, like when they want to kill Jada Bharat and offer him to Ma Kali, okay, no problem. When the king Rahugana said Jada Bharat, okay, carry me on Palanki and Jada Bharat, okay, I can do it. He never said, you know what, you're talking to me in previous lives as a great yogi, Jada Bharat, like I'm a Bharata Maharaj, India called by my name. No, in his next lives, one of his next life, he was a deer. Second his life, he was like mystical yogi who doesn't talk to anyone. So he like, whatever you want me to do, I'm do. Do you know why? Because I'm beyond everything. Like I'm beyond good and bad, beyond evil, beyond beyond ego. There's no ego, no problem. Well, that's the only thing that holds us in this world is ego. So Mahaprabhu is hearing instruction. Meanwhile, Vishnupriya, she's in total shock because she's wife of Mahaprabhu. But she knows if she's going to freak out, Mahashachi is going to die. So she's kind of like controlling Mahashachi, and she's telling to Ma, he said, after 3-4 days, he will be in Shantipur, Advaita's house, you can come and cook for him, because he promised always take your food. Because sannyasi is not supposed to come back to his own town, maybe once in 5 years. So, as wife, I cannot be there. So you can imagine, like, Lakshmi's heart. She's like telling to mother, go cook for him. Here's ingredients. You know, your servant Ishan will take you, but I cannot come there. Like, I will never see him. These are like big thing, but she's thinking like, okay. She's calling an artist, and that artist happened to be Vishwakarma himself, the artist of gods. And she say, I know you can make a statue. You can make a statue of my Nimai. And he said, oh yes, as you say, I will do anything you want. I will not take any payment, anything. I just so much connect with you, your family. I will try to make statue. I've seen him with my own eyes. Then I will make statue. But what kind of statue you want? When he's like this, he's in a bhakti mood. When he's like this, he's in a dance. She say, no, do like this. The Mahaprabhu is like that, ready to embrace, and like full surrender mudra. Then the statue started making statue, the sculptor, and he's making the sculpture, but beautiful eyes and ears and, you know, chest. We can say perfect, but he's bringing to Vishnupriya, and she say, no, that's not him. Okay, I'll try to make more beautiful. And he's again working, you know, like final touch. Then she's coming, she said, no, it's not him, not yet. Close, not yet. Then he say, well, I'm a sculptor of gods. And his third time, he's meditating on Mahaprabhu himself. And he's thinking, it's impossible to make this. It's impossible to make the stature of Mahaprabhu, because how can you repeat this beauty in this world? But finally, he's making the last thing. And when Vishnupriya is coming, she's not telling anything, she's just give full surrender, bow down to him. Then he understands, yes, this is Mahaprabhu, Sakshat. So this deity is still stay in Navadvip. After Vishnupriya passed away, her servant, who was Mahaprabhu family servant, maybe Ishan Thakur, or I forgot name, or he brought this statue to some, you know, Brahman family line. No direct relatives like Brahman family line, because Mahaprabhu had no relatives, no direct relatives. So some, you know, which basically same last name, same Brahminical clan. And that statue, and Mahaprabhu also, when he left, he gave his shoes, his padukas. So his shoes and his statue are still there. And very beautiful, called Dameshwar Mahaprabhu Vishnupriya deity. So some say she was chanting Krishna name, and every time she chant name of Krishna, she take grain of rice. So she had no beets, she just had rice. So she'll take like one rice grain and say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. She put on the next Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Next Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So that will make 1 cup of rice by, she wake up 2 o'clock in the morning, and by, 10 o'clock morning she chant, won't stop. No beats, nothing, just chant and worship Mahaprabhu in her mind and offer the ditya. Then she give this to Mahashachi. Mahashachi take this rice, which technically is not rice. It's like every grain is a Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. It's like divine love blend into rice. And Mahashachi take this rice and take something else, cook, offer to Ditya of Mahaprabhu, and that's what she eat daily. So today's her appearance day, and somebody say she lived up to 96 years old. She was extremely worshipable. We cannot say guru, but we know she was friends with Janvi Mata, who was Nityananda Prabhu's wife. Janvi Mata worship her, respect her very, very much, and so her day is today, and we're very fortunate that we can hear about her. I specifically spoke in English for the viewers and audience, and actually there's nothing else we want to discuss today, no questions, nothing, because it's very touchy, very divine story. If we start to speak more, we'll spoil the soup. It's already good enough. Question, who can digest it in this world? So the divine love of Vishnu Priya is inconceivable, but we can also understand she's one of the Lord's energies in spiritual world. In many pastimes, sometimes she acts as a Sita, sometimes she acts as a Satyabhama in Dwaraka, one of Krishna's wife. But Lord is very, very merciful. He gave her that incredible opportunity to play that Leela. Just like Brahma Haridas, Srivas Thakur's Narad. And Gaura Leela, everybody came. It's like Tarantino or some big directors. They work with the same team of actors. So as Krishna has got his own team of, divine associates who is it's not for mortals. Basically, this Leela is locked. It's only by VIP invitation. If you're a member of Spiritual World Club, then you can participate. Or by hearing about this Leela, you will be participating in that too. But it's called Aishwarya. So Guru Maharaj was actually had entered this world, and that's why by his glorious, our Gurudev Srila Govinda Maharaj told us something. And through his service, it's coming to us. It's very, very valuable. We're not trying to be very casual with this, because it's not simple stuff. So what I've heard, what I've learned, what I'm sharing with a few fortunate souls, and I'm fortunate myself to be able to speak about that. And who doesn't, and one thing we should say, whether it's in English or Chinese or Bengali, it's not conceivable. All these things, they're not conceivable human mind. It's called achintya, inconceivable. So this is inconceivable divine substance. I cannot conceive what I've said. There's no way. But if something what I've heard is touched my heart, that is enough. It's just like homeopathic medicine. How much homeopathic medicine you need? One microdose will cure you, if it's the real substance. You don't need to drink too much, you're mortal. Nobody can even bear a moment of Mahashachi and Vishnu Priya divine feelings of love. If this will come to a human being, it would heart would crack immediately. So that's not what we're trying to do here. we're trying to properly obey this day today, and one more day is not being wasted totally. Because remember, without Guru, Krishna and Vaishnava, everything we have is total waste of time. We can't take any of no money and no material knowledge in our next life. Everything will be here, and actually death is miserable. Like, you see rich people die. Nobel Prize, he died. Like all these people, we're all gonna die. That's why it says in the Bhagavatam, whatever comes to you, everything belongs to Krishna. So God gives this to you for like temporary time. Okay, let me give you this power, let me give you fame, let me see what you're gonna do with that. So most people think in America, or like Hollywood, oh, I have so much fame, I have to do something good. Maybe, feed cats or dogs, or like, a Microsoft founder thinking maybe I should stop smoke, some good ideas. Which is fine, but remember, that's not what it's all. George Harrison, he did something very nice. He wrote some songs about Krishna and published some books. So it's not easy to do service of Krishna even if you're a billionaire. I mean, it doesn't really matter to Krishna. It's very difficult to do some service to Krishna. You have to be a very, very fortunate soul. So I assume by connecting with our gurus, we are very, very fortunate souls. For some divine reason, we hear talking about all this esoteric things which is unknown to even gods. Even gods, they're bewildered by that. How is it possible? It's possible. Because Krishna is, he's more than Mohan. He's a great magician. Jai. Hari Horaya Nama Krishna Yadovaya Namaha. Yadovaya Madhovaya Keshivaya Namaha. Gopal Govindaram Shivadu Sudhano. Gopal Govindaram Shimadu Sudhano. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra. Gadadhara Shiva Saji Guru Bhakta Vrinda. Garupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunato. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhata Dasa Raghunato. Shai Goshani Kori Charana Vandana. Jahao Chibirgana Shabishto Purana. Shai Goshani Jab Braji Koilo Bhaso. Radha Krishna Nitalila Kolila Prakasha. Ananda Bolo Hari Braja Vrindavan. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pada Majari Aman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyasha. Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naradoma Dasa. Hori Horaya Nama Krishna Yaduvaya Namaha. Radhovaya Madhuvaya Keshivaya Namaha. Jai Shri Shri Giriraj Govardhan ki Jai, Mashapachal Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Vrinda ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Jai all the devotees ki Jai, Jai Sham Prabhu ki Jai, Bhakti Vrinda ki Jai, Go Premanande.